Gen Z doesn't want kids. Is that actually a problem? We're being told two completely opposite things. On one hand, we're told the planet is overpopulated. Too many people. Too much pollution. Too much strain on resources. But on the other hand, governments, economists, and billionaires are panicking because people aren't having enough babies. So which is it? Do we have too many people? Or not enough? Because somehow humanity has managed to turn population into one of the most confusing debates of our generation. And honestly, Gen Z isn't buying either side without asking questions. Let's talk about it. How did we get here? First, some context. In the early 1800s, there were about 1 billion people on Earth. Today, over 8 billion. That's one of the fastest population explosions in human history. Why? Three big reasons: modern medicine, better agriculture, and technological advancements. People stopped dying from things that would have been a death sentence just a few generations ago. Infant mortality dropped, life expectancy increased, food became more available, humanity thrived. But something else happened. People started having fewer kids, a lot fewer. In the 1800s, American women had around 7 children on average. Today, it's closer to 1.6, and that's below what's called the replacement rate, the number needed to keep a population stable. So now, many countries are facing population decline for the first time in modern history. And that's where the panic begins. Why people think this is a crisis. Imagine society like a pyramid. At the top are retirees. In the middle are working adults. At the bottom are children. For decades, this worked because there were always enough young people entering the workforce to support older generations. But what happens when fewer babies are born? The pyramid starts flipping upside down. Suddenly, a smaller group of workers has to support a much larger elderly population. That means more pressure on healthcare systems, more pressure on pensions, and fewer workers available to keep economies running. This is already happening in countries like Japan, South Korea, and China. And that's why governments are worried. Not because they're obsessed with babies, because economies depend on workers, and workers come from babies. No babies today means fewer taxpayers, employees, and caregivers tomorrow. This why other people think it's actually good. But here's the other side. For decades, we've been told that overpopulation is one of humanity's biggest problems. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, resource shortages, housing shortages. All of these problems become harder when more people need more stuff. More homes, more food, more energy, more land. So a lot of people hear warnings about declining birth rates and think, isn't this exactly what we've been told we need? Fewer people means less strain on resources, potentially lower emissions, less competition for housing, and maybe even higher wages if companies have to compete harder for workers. From that perspective, population decline doesn't sound like a catastrophe. It sounds like a correction. Why Gen Z isn't having kids? Now, let's talk about Gen Z, because people love saying young adults simply don't want families anymore. But I think the reality is more complicated. Many young people still want children. They just don't know how they're supposed to afford them. Housing prices are insane. Rent is expensive. Childcare is expensive. Healthcare is expensive. Everything is expensive. Raising a child can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars before they even become an adult. Then add relationship challenges. People are dating later. Marriage rates are falling. Many young adults feel financially and emotionally unprepared. So when someone says they don't want kids, sometimes what they're really saying is, I don't see how I can make it work. That's a very different conversation. Sickbray. Conclusion. And that's what makes this debate so interesting. Population decline creates real economic problems, but endless population growth creates real environmental problems. Both sides have valid concerns. The truth is, this isn't really a debate about babies. It's a debate about the future. Can our economies survive with fewer people? Can our planet survive with more people? Those are the questions we're actually trying to answer. And honestly, nobody has a perfect solution yet. So what do you think? Is declining population a crisis, a solution, or a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more conversations like this. I'll see you in the next one.